holistic caring.
All right. So, okay, so if we could just, I'm going old school here. So if you just take one of these and pass it back, we should be able to actually, so just pass it sideways back. So, holistic caring is my company. Yeah, they're 30 and I'm 50. So you guys get handouts. All right. So holistic caring is my company, and I've been a nurse for 31 years. Got a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, MBA in Healthcare Administration. I see things from a systems level, and this system needs medicalization, and that needs to be systemized, right? And so how do we do that? How do we do that in a sane way and serve people in a different way than they're used to? So when you're younger, you want to experiment with cannabis, and you have no problem trying to figure out what this is, and trial and error is normal for you. When you're older, like the ones in the assisted living facilities, they don't have time. they need somebody to cut to the chase and make this work for them right away, right? And that's what we specialize in. So I started seeing patients. I founded Holistic Caring because I got hurt. So 3 years ago, I actually had a real job. I was the regional sales manager for Anthem Blue Cross. Anybody here of Anthem? Blue Cross Blue Shield? Right, they're everywhere, right? And so I was running sales for the county of San Diego. And yeah, I had a bicycle accident. I went out on leave. I got my shoulder repaired for the second time. I've since had a third surgery. And, you know, I ended up finding CBD in a roundabout way. I got a massage. They were using CBD in oil. And I said, what is this? And I started to investigate that. And then, before you know it, I was doing my own exploration. But as far as how to medicalize this, how to make this applicable to me, how to make this something that I could incorporate into my treatment plan and start to remove pharmaceuticals, nobody was telling me that. You go to the pot doc, you get your letter, you're all like, wee, I get to go to the system now, right? And then somebody's going to talk to me about how this works. But what I found is that nobody was there. The kids behind the dispensary counter are all amazing, but they don't necessarily understand how this works. And then they can't tell you how it applies to you. As, like, if you have Parkinson's, if you have Alzheimer's, if you have chronic pain and you're on a bunch of other medications, and when you take those versus this, right? Nobody was going to tell you that. So that's why I founded Holistic Caring. It's the missing link in cannabis medicine. So, once you get the pot doc and you go to the dispensary, if you have a treatment plan that actually tells you, for you, this is what I'm going to recommend. You need this much CBD and these intervals with those medicines, and then here's what we're going to do in week 2, and here's what we're going to do in week 3, right? And by the way, you have an endocannabinoid system. So if we go through this, let's go through the little handout real quick. On this upper left, you'll see the CB1, CB2 receptors. You all have them. You have an endocannabinoid system just like you have an endorphin system. You go for a run, you feel really good. Why is that? It's not necessarily endorphins. It actually is endocannabinoids. You're being flooded with anandamide. We make a compound in our body that THC and CBD can actually mimic and fill the gaps when you need to supplement. So if you need vitamin D, you can take vitamin D. Some drops under the tongue, sublingual, right? I teach people how to use cannabinoid drops under the tongue and microdose edibles in insane ways to not have fun, but to manage pain, to manage those intervals so that people don't have this, so that they have this. And they're able to say, how do I use cannabis as medicine? So my company was founded under the pretense that it really is medicine, and it really can work if you know how to use it properly, and you don't have to be high. That's why I created the slogan, Heal Without the High, and Cannabis Medicine Simplified, because people don't want to, one of the things I figured out, especially with older people, and most of my clients are 50 plus. They're not the people that just want to go to the dispensary and experiment. They want to know what to do and how to do it, and they want somebody with authority, with a license under their name, to say, this is what you do, right? And so what we do is sit down and give them a treatment plan after we do an assessment. So once you do an assessment and figure out exactly what's wrong with them, then you can say, okay, here's the education you need, and here's the products that you might want to start with, and here's what I'm going to recommend, and the approximate measure of time and cannabinoids and interventions with the other side of medicine as well. A lot of times I need to talk to their doctor to talk about, what medicines they're taking, what those intervals are, and when to decrease that. Because I work with a lot of people that we can wean off of medicines, and not only opiates for chronic pain, but also antipsychotics. What we're doing to our elder population is ridiculous. They're all on antipsychotics and Seroquel and Zyprexa, all that stuff, just because they need to be sedated. There's a better way. There's a sane way. And so, holistic caring is right now seeing patients one-to-one, but we're going to get to group medical appointments. We're going to get to provider education across the country so that every clinician knows how to do this. And as well as changing policy and going back to the insurance companies and building this in for a benefit. Because it's time that we're actually going to cover this. Of course, it hasn't come off Schedule 1. But this is all on my agenda, and I have a little mind map of all of these little things that I'm working on simultaneously and building a team to do so. So holistic caring is my baby. I imagined it from just filling the gap, bridging science and art, taking that intuitive process that nurses have. Nurses are the most trusted profession on earth. And so it's amazing the opportunity we have to deliver this to real patients that need this as an option, and to fulfill all the gaps for the people making amazing products that need to get that to the market, to the real medical audience. So anyway, thank you. You have the handout. Oh, also, if you go to holisticcaring.com and sign up for email alerts, that would be awesome, so I can build my list and continue to have that grow. So please do that. And thank you very much for attending.